There's no flashy intro today because this is big. A huge chance to hijack a massive deal from our biggest rivals. You do not want to miss this. Rangers could be about to spark a major old firm transfer battle, and even hijack a move right from under Celtic's nose. Rangers are closely monitoring Elijah Just, the standout star driving Motherwell's impressive campaign. The 25-year-old has exploded into one of the Premiership's most dangerous attacking threats this season, and crucially, Celtic are already believed to be weighing up a move. But here's the twist: Rangers are now firmly in the race, and they're not just watching from a distance. Sources suggest Ibrox Chiefs view Just as the jewel in Motherwell's squad, with his creativity, directness, and end product setting him apart. 7 goals and 6 assists tell part of the story, but it's his ability to influence games consistently that has truly caught attention. He's even delivered against Celtic, only adding fuel to the growing hype. With new ownership willing to spend big and a clear rebuild underway, Rangers are preparing for another aggressive window. Over £50 million has already been invested, and more could follow as they look to back their manager and close the gap at the top. Timing could be everything. Mikey Moore is expected to return to Tottenham Hotspur at the end of the season, leaving a creative gap that needs filling. Meanwhile, inconsistency from Andreas Skov Olsen and Taylor Arsgaard has only increased the urgency for fresh attacking quality. And that's where this story could take a dramatic turn. If Rangers decide to act, they won't just be signing one of the league's hottest talents, they could be stealing a march on their biggest rivals in the process. In other news, Rangers' decision to invest in Emanuel Fernandez last summer is already proving to be a far more layered piece of business than it first appeared, with new details shedding light on just how highly the Ibrox hierarchy and his former club rate the defender's long-term potential. According to journalist Chris Jack, a detailed examination of the transfer from Peterborough reveals that Rangers agreed to include a goal-related clause as part of the £3 million deal that brought the 24-year-old to Glasgow. It is an unusual addition for a centre-back, but one that speaks volumes about the belief in Fernandez's attacking threat. Peterborough were reportedly insistent on the clause, confident that his aerial dominance and instinct in the box would translate into consistent goal contributions at a higher level. That confidence does not appear misplaced. Fernandez, who rose through the ranks of non-league football before making a name for himself in League One, has adapted impressively to life in the Scottish Premiership. His return of 5 league goals in 20 appearances and 6 in 26 across all competitions underlines his value at both ends of the pitch. For a defender, those numbers are notable, and there is a growing sense that reaching double figures over the course of a full season is not beyond him. Rangers secured his services on a 4-year contract, with the option of a further 12 months, but there is already an acceptance that his trajectory may outpace that timeline. Interest is beginning to build, and while the club are keen to retain him for at least another season, there is a recognition that his value is rising rapidly. That is only reinforced by the inclusion of a sell-on clause in the agreement, another shrewd piece of negotiation from Peterborough, who clearly anticipate a significant future transfer. Barry Fry, the club's outspoken sporting director, has gone as far as to suggest Fernandez could command a fee in the region of £40 million in the years ahead. While such figures may seem ambitious, they reflect the growing market for physically dominant ball-playing defenders who can also contribute goals, a profile Fernandez is increasingly fitting. His development has not been entirely linear, however. Under former manager Russell Martin, opportunities were more limited, with the defender not always trusted as a regular starter. That dynamic has shifted under Danny Roll, who has shown far greater faith in Fernandez's abilities, allowing him to establish himself as a key figure during a critical phase of the campaign. Rangers' title challenge has been anything but straightforward. A thrilling 4-2 victory over Hearts at Ibrox in March briefly reignited momentum, bringing them within touching distance of the summit. Yet costly slip-ups, including draws against Motherwell and Livingston, as well as surrendering a 2-goal lead against Celtic, have left them playing catch-up at a decisive stage of the season. With just 3 games remaining before the league splits, the margin for error has all but disappeared. A recent win over St Mirren has kept them within striking distance, while a rare defeat for Hearts has tightened the race once again. The upcoming fixtures at Ibrox against Aberdeen and Dundee United now carry enormous weight. Rangers' home form has been solid, if not spectacular, and they will be counting on that familiarity to steady their push. Amid the pressure, scrutiny is beginning to fall on Roll, but the reality is that the responsibility extends far beyond the touchline. This is a moment that demands leadership and resilience from within the squad, and it is precisely the kind of environment in which Fernandez has begun to thrive. His blend of physical presence, composure, and goal threat offers something different and potentially decisive. If Rangers are to turn promise into silverware, contributions from unlikely sources can often make the difference. In that context, the goal clause written into his transfer may yet prove symbolic of something larger, a defender not just expected to stop goals, but to shape seasons. For Fernandez, this run-in could represent more than just a strong debut campaign. It could be the foundation of a reputation that justifies the faith shown in him by Rangers, by Peterborough, and increasingly by those watching his rapid rise. Ultimately, the finer details of Emanuel Fernandez's transfer now feel less like a curiosity and more like a reflection of calculated belief. Rangers did not simply sign a promising defender, they secured a player expected to influence games in decisive moments, both defensively and offensively. The goal clause, once seen as unusual, now aligns perfectly with the impact he is beginning to have. As the title race reaches its defining stretch, Fernandez has an opportunity to underline his growing importance. Strong performances in the closing fixtures would not only enhance Rangers' chances of success, but further elevate his standing within the squad and beyond. With interest building and his valuation climbing, the club may soon face difficult decisions about his long-term future. For now, though, the focus remains on the present. Rangers need players who can deliver under pressure, and Fernandez is showing signs that he could be one of them. If he continues on this trajectory, both the short-term rewards and the long-term financial benefits could be significant for player and club alike. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.